Ladies and gentlemen, a little show on Netflix is getting a lot of attention. Members only Palm Beach. And you never would think of a DJ and high society, but you better start because my friend DJ Tumbles Maria is on Fan or Fanatic today. That's just me clapping. I don't have a studio audience yet. Fuck me. Hi, Maria.
Myself all the time. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Wow. Okay, it's been 9 days since the premiere. Probably feels like 900 years to you.
You ain't kidding.
I ain't
Yeah, it's
kidding.
real. Listen, it's like, you ask for something and you manifest it for so long, and then when it comes, it's like, well, I wasn't ready for that.
Did you manifest this?
I did. Honestly, the main reason why I signed up, because people are like, why would you ever do that? Like expose your whole life. I just really did it as to kind of propel my DJ career. Like I wanted to put myself more on a world stage. So, I wanted it. I didn't know if I was ready for everything that came with it, but it's like we're getting a lot of love, so I'm very happy about that.
So you know what? You're doing my job for me. I was going to say why. And you answered the why. It wasn't to climb the social ladder. It wasn't to hang with lovely women like Hilary. It was like, I'm a DJ. This will help me. Little did you know.
Right. And I did like because I'm a DJ, I liked like the project just captivated me once they came and they started casting. It intrigued me because I already knew most of the women. The one part that I liked is that it was, about the country club, about the Palm Beach lifestyle. But I love that I came in as the girl who comes in through the front door. She sits at the table and breaks bread, but she also comes in through the back door and she sees things that other people like. I see it from a whole different perspective. So I love that. I was like, whoa, I get to be like the two-sided one. I'm like, this sounds fun.
Well, what did you know about? You said you knew them. What did you know about this cast before?
So the Romina I had just recently connected with because she had reached out to me to hire me for her birthday party.
Okay.
So I had become friendly with her. I knew Rosalind already through the charity circuit, through the country club. So I was friendly with her. Taja, I had a friendship with already, and Hilary was the only new relationship for me. But when Palm Beach, it's such a small bubble that you know of people. Like I would already see Hilary where I sit. It's up on a perch at the country club. Like they have me high up on a yeah, look at this big like stage like thing, and I look down at the room the entire time the gala is happening. I throw the party to sleep,
Wow.
but I can see people walking by, and I'm like, oh, there's so and so. There's what did So I knew of Hilary. I just hadn't hung out with her yet, but we got very acquainted now.
When you were high on that pedestal, Maria, what did you notice about any of those women and were you spot on?
I pretty much was spot on because the funny thing is that you get to see people in their natural habitat. And it's funny because the way people, they always say, if you want to see how somebody truly is, you just watch them, like, and they will show you who they are, like just in their natural element. And, at the country club, the champagne starts flowing. People start to kind of like, loosen the collar a bit, like sometimes the shoes come off before they even make it to the car because they're like, oh, these heels are killing me. So I really get to see people in a real light. Like I love that because even though there's so many layers of pretentiousness and some people show up and they have like these faces and they're like, air kisses. But then you see a whole other side.
And it's funny because you strike me as a girl who, first of all, isn't a mean girl and is a real girl. So, how
Yeah.
did you navigate these, what I think are ridiculous rules?
Right. So basically, listen, people have asked us online too, like, why do you want to be there if there is that, kind of like mean girl energy? It's not always, it is very judgy, whether it's girls, males, females, whatever. It is a very judgy society. But then also, if you get into the right circles, there are people who are embracing, there is opportunity. So when you want something, I know Romina had a hard time. I personally know how to, it's business for me.
Yeah,
I know how to work a room. I know how to work relationships. How I treat you is going to be different than how I treated another relationship in Palm Beach.
of course.
I feel like in Palm Beach, everybody's there for something. And it sounds like everybody's using each other, but a lot of times when two people connect, it's like a bartering of, a trade of wants and needs. And what are we going to do for each other? And sometimes it could still be very and have depth and still have substance. You know what I mean? But for me, I wanted to be there because of my charities and this and that. So I know how to conform. When I show up to an event, I don't show up with all my tattoos and everything showing. I
Wow.
know that, there's certain rules to be respected. I don't poo-poo on all the rules because I am very respectful of the house that I'm in. So whether it's, the Boca Raton, the Everglades, Mar-a-Lago, wherever I am, I show up suited up. I have a great face. I'm like basically like kissing babies, shaking hands. I'm really good at what I do. And then when I come home, it's like it all comes on one. You know what I mean? It's like everything comes off, the hair, the shoes.
You're describing, and I'm in a space of my life where I'm trying to get famous. You're describing Hollywood. You're describing exactly what goes on in the celebrity world. It's transactional. Sometimes their friendships are deep. There's rules. And if you want to make it and you want to build your business or your brand, you got to play the game. And I thought you were very smart about doing that.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is? It's almost like I do see the likeness to Hollywood, but I feel like it's almost like more money, more at stake, more power. Like it's weird. I don't see people in Hollywood arguing about who the queen is, like pass the baton.
No,
I'm like, what's
because
happening?
it's so vast and you're on 14 miles of an island. That's it.
Yeah, I think 18 or
I
times.
don't know. I mean, I
4
don't do
miles is
math,
like,
but
yeah, yeah.
I know it ain't a lot. Who were you most excited to bond with that you thought this show's going to get us to be very close?
Funny enough, and you see it play out through from
I know you're
episode
going to
one.
say.
Yeah, Hillary.
Yeah, I know you're saying that.
Yeah. The funny thing is because I'm always very eager to meet new people. I love interacting. I love getting to know people. And Hillary and I had gotten together. We filmed a lot together. I really didn't know much about her. So as filming kind of started unraveling, I started to to know more about her. But then at some point, which I didn't expect, is that it kind of went sideways. And something I feel that people didn't see, it didn't really play out on the show, is that the tiff between Hillary and I wasn't born between Hillary and I. The tiff between Hillary and I was born through me protecting and trying to be standing up for Romina. Because at first, Romina was getting picked on, and we were at a dinner party, which actually didn't make the cut. But
No.
we were sitting at a table, and Hillary just threw a very sharp comment to Romina. Like if you ask me what it was,
Shocking.
she mentioned something about her being very loud, and she said, "Oh, I can hear you from over here." Something about not needing, like a hearing piece or something. She was just, and she said it so like rudely in front of everybody. And she went in and she tried to chastise her, like she tried to make her look bad and belittle her at a dinner table with like 12 people. So I was like, you don't do that. Like, I feel like I'm like the Robin Hood for like the underdog. So I was like, I went in on her. I'm like, that's not nice. I'm like, what you just did is like, you're going against everything that you supposedly stand for. You talk about etiquette. That was poor etiquette. You don't do that. So I think that's where it was started. And she
Okay.
didn't like that I challenged her authority. So she was like, oh, I'm coming for you.
Well, I think
And
you
then
see that when you say to her, a real friend can tell each other what they've done to piss each other off. I liked
yeah,
the interaction you had on the yacht. And then I think you just blew the whole thing up in the air when you took her and motorboated her,
well, the funny thing
which I
is I
loved.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, who doesn't love a good motorboat? Okay. The funny thing is that we were done talking, but with Hillary, if she can't control the conversation, she's not done. Like she feels that like we're done when I'm done talking. And I was like, no, you're not going to control the narrative again. So I asked like 4 or 5 times, can you, because she was the exit. I couldn't get out without her. I was blocked from behind me. I said, can we
Oh.
please, if I need to get out? And she just kept going. I said, Hillary, we're done. Can you please get out? And then after 4 times, I said, Hillary, if you don't get out, I'm going to motorboat you. And she's like, oh, no, 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 she's talking.
Oh.
And then before I could even explain, I said, I'm going to motorboat you. And she was like, da, da, da. I'm like, okay. And she was like, oh gosh. I'm like, I warned you 4 times.
Where they didn't show that. And they also, I liked that you pointed out, hey, you grabbed my tits, you hypocrite.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
come on. You know what? All's fair in love and war and whatever, but like, don't change the history. Like, I'm such a factual
You
person.
are, yeah.
I'm not like a dog with a bone when it comes to the truth. Don't lie.
I do want to know about your husband and your son. You have one son?
Yes.
Oh, I love actually, I now am remembering. I loved your relationship being shown and the tenderness, and you could tell that you've sort of grown up together, and it seems like he's a fabulous kid. What did he and your husband think when you decided to do this show?
So basically, I always run everything by my family. Like, the two of them are the most important people in my life. I would never make any decisions like without their blessing. I remember even talking with my therapist or talking to Damon, and they were like, you don't need your son's permission. But I do need to feel like we're good with it, because at the end of the day, it's true. I'm exposing my life, but I'm also exposing, like, whether he filmed with me or not, I'm bringing unwanted attention his way, whether, he signed up for it or not. So I really needed to make sure that they were both good with it. We had conversations and they were totally supportive.
Oh, great.
So or else I wouldn't have done it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I tell you, I say this all the time. I've wanted this for a long time because I feel like it will help put my what I love doing, which is playing music for the world and making people happy. So it'll help me do that. But at any point in time, my husband and my son come first. And if either one of them came to me and said, I'm done, like, we're done, I'd be like, we're done. I'd be like, goodbye,
Really?
world.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I hope that doesn't happen to you, for sure.
Hey, listen, it's all about staying connected. It's like you got to stay on the same page.
Let's talk about the friendships and the women on this show. I love the friendship with Romina. Where are you guys now?
Yeah, we're in the same place we always are. The funny thing is we're mothers, we're entrepreneurs, we have multiple businesses each, we're wives. Like, we have so many different roles that we play, but when we come together, we just feed off of each other's like inner child. And we're both dreamers and dream chasers. And I love it. Like, we're starting our own podcast where we
Oh,
go live. Yeah, that's actually, we just filmed our first episode. So, um,
congratulations.
thank you.
What is the
But
podcast called?
it's out loud with
Okay.
Romina.
Well,
And
if there were ever a
very
perfect
fitting.
title.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Very fitting.
okay, your girl is loud, and I kind of think that's her voice, and annoyed or not, if you don't
Yeah,
like it, walk away.
totally.
Walk
The one
away.
thing I love about her, the reason why we have such a strong friendship is because she doesn't have a mean bone in her body. She is so all inclusive. I think because she grew up being, like picked on so much that she just knows, she's like me, like lead with kindness.
Yeah.
The only time you'll ever see me come after somebody is if they came for myself or people that I love. Then I'm like, okay, game on. Like, you don't do that. But that's what I love about her, is that she's so kind. You could talk shit about somebody and she'll be like, but I feel so bad.
She does come off sweet. You come off sweet too, tough when you need to be. And how is your relationship with the rest of the cast?
I would say that it got better. Rosalind and I have always had a friendship. I feel that while we were filming, we unfortunately were caught in a bit of a divide because so many things were happening at the same time. When season hits in Palm Beach, it's an action-packed time. So it's a very seasonal town. It's like from October till April, and then the town like just completely dead, ghosts. So, and when it's going, it's like charities, this, that, everybody's like on high, alert. So there was so much happening that I feel like Rosalind and I had gotten into a point where, Romina was going back and forth, and, maybe she wasn't kind of relaying information properly. So I feel like Rosalind and I got put in an odd place. Was there 100% transparency, do I feel, on Rosalind's part? I don't think so. But again, it's like, listen, perception is reality, and this is why I always say, how valuable is the friendship to me? Because I'm not going to sit here and try to pick apart one little friggin' hole in the wall if I need to try to salvage the entire building. So at some point, I'm
Oh, I
like,
love
listen,
that.
your truth. Yeah. Like, is this relationship worth it? And she was worth it to me. Like, she's a very kind soul.
Yeah.
She recently did a podcast the past couple of days, and she revealed a lot about herself. She kind of exposed a part of her life that she was forced to do because,
Oh,
Hilary did a
listen.
podcast.
I had Rosalind on yesterday, and
Ah,
I gave her a nice platform to own the story, because your
right.
girl Hillary, that was not her story to tell. Let's talk about Hillary.
So here's the thing. I have to, because of what I do. So there's some of the biggest charities. I work with like the Big Dog Ranch in Palm Beach, and I've been with them for years. It's basically, like it's a dog shelter, animal shelter, no kill, like the biggest in the United States.
Wow.
And I've worked with them for years. So she, frequents that charity. My job is to stay good with everyone
Okay.
because you don't, what happens is you see what happened with Rosalind and Hillary. It starts to grow like a cancer.
It does.
One person doesn't like you. And so it's a business. It's
Maria, you're a
like you have,
smart girl.
well, thank you.
I mean, you are because
Listen, I don't do politics and I don't do religion. I don't lead with that. What I have in my heart, I keep in my home because I don't want to be
you don't need
mistaken for
to.
something. No, and I like to pull from all sides. Like people are like, pick a side. I don't want to have to pick a
Okay.
side. Like I'm all inclusive. I love lead with kindness, you know? It's just it's simple. So when I'm forced to choose sides, it's hard because right now I'm between Rosalind and Hillary. And to be honest with you, watching back the show, I hate to say this, but I actually gained a little bit of respect for Hillary because I saw her at least sustain herself. She was even keeled. I mean, she did, in my eyes, lie a couple times, and they actually did a couple playbacks, and I was like, and there it is, there it is. But I have to tip my hat sometimes, and I actually tip it to both those ladies. I am somewhere in the middle. I do feel sometimes that Hillary can be a little cold, but I do feel too that perhaps that's her trauma response. Like I feel like we all have a trauma response.
You tried to scratch that itch when you were revealing yours, and she just wasn't having it. And she doesn't have
Right,
to. Well, it's funny because I thought she doesn't have to. It's her story to tell. And then she told Rosalind's. I'm not
right.
going to let you get away with not telling me how you think about Gail.
Right. Oh, Gail. Oh gosh. Okay. So Gail has been, obviously Palm Beach forever. And I knew of her. I never knew her close or intimately. I just around the charity circuit. And it was always so this show allowed me to see Gail in a different light. If I could pick apart Gail, I'd like to say that I've had some, pleasant exchanges with her. She is respected by some parts. Watching back this season, am I happy with the things that I saw? Absolutely not. Because again, I can't get with that. I can't subscribe to that type of culture, whether that was her intent or not. I don't want to make excuses for her and say she was misunderstood because that's not okay in any regard. And I'm hoping that perhaps she saw that and I'm hoping that she comes back with something different. I'm waiting. I love to give people a little bit of grace to see what they come back with because if there's no apologies, if there's no recourse or anything, then you lost me.
What regrets do you have, if any?
I don't think I'm trying to think. I really don't have any regrets. Honestly, I'm always honest. Like, honestly, I'm always honest. So I feel like I always speak my mind. I can't help but be myself. So of course I cried. Like people are posting comments and they're like, oh my God, that bitch won't stop crying. What you don't see is that at the time I was going through a lot. I was in therapy. I mean, listen, I've done therapy throughout my entire life, but I happened to be scratching at the surface of the
Okay.
relationship
You're
with my mom.
raw.
I was raw. And I was also like dealing with some like imbalanced hormones. I was like trying to get that right. I mean, listen, I just turned 51. Like, my body was kind of like, hi, 50.
You look fabulous.
So thank you. It took a little bit of calibrating when it came to like, at 50 years old, your hormones start to do a couple of loops on you. So that took a little calibrating. And then everything that I was going through was a perfect storm. So I cried a shit ton. I watched it back and I was like, bitch, stop crying.
What is the biggest misconception that you just, because there's got to be a few things you're like, that is so not me.
I think the biggest misconception is that sometimes because people see me to be, a little bit, I go rogue or a bit of a rule breaker or kind of do things my own way. They just paint me with one brush and they're like, oh, she's classless. I don't feel like I have to lead with my resume. So the one thing that I feel that's not evident until somebody takes a moment's pause to like get to know me, even for a second, they find that I actually am very articulate. I am very respectful. I am very multifaceted. I am very educated. And sometimes when people cast judgment on me and they paint me a certain way, I actually like to play into it because I'm like, if you're that stupid, we're going to have fun with it.
Wow, love it.
And they literally just gave me the recipe. Like with Hillary, when she expressed to me what drove her nuts, I'm like, okay, really, bitch, you literally just gave me the secret recipe to the fucking detonate button, and I'm gonna keep hitting it and hitting it and hitting it because you are coming for me. So now I'm just gonna have fun with you. And I'm like, duh, 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 duh.
It drove me crazy when she accused you of faking it and making it about you.
Yeah. Yeah. They do say projection sometimes. It was laughable when I think at one point she called me a narcissist. I don't think I've ever been called that by anybody in my life. Listen, I've had a handful of like therapists and nobody's ever even come close to classifying me as that. But, there is something such as like, projection. And, a lot of people who watched it reached out to me and they were like, oh God, like how funny, like teapot, kettle, hello.
Can we take a bet on how long this marriage lasts for her? I mean, I won't tell anyone we did this, but I bet you, honey, it doesn't last for 2 years.
Okay. Between you and I.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm going to say something. I really like Luke.
He seems fabulous.
I hope he sticks around for a long time.
He seems
He's
fabulous.
hilarious.
And her son kind of seems fabulous.
I know. I mean, listen, hopefully it lasts for them. They seem to get along. They seem to have, a great connection. I hope it really works out for them. At the end of the day, we all deserve to find love, companionship, and somebody to spend our life with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's a little cheeky. He's a little misbehaved. I do see him.
Sure.
We were at the premiere and he was like, kind of bouncing around at women. And he's like, oh my God, I love this song. And he grabs my hand and starts pulling me to the dance floor. And I'm like, oh my God, are you trying to
I'm
get me
sure
killed?
Hilary loved that.
I was like, let go of my hand. She's going to see.
Wow, that's funny. That would have been great to have that on. If it comes back, you want to do it again, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because I feel that I love that the world, they've responded so well. The feedback that we've gotten, at least on my page, like all the love that I'm seeing. Of course, you're going to have like the old school naysayers from Palm Beach, and they're like, that's not Palm Beach. But for the most part, people love that they were exposed to this wacky world, to see all the layers. They're like, is this real life? They've already started to choose their favorites. I love Romina, I love Rosalind, I love Taja. Like they're invested. And I love that Netflix did it so well. I love that they treat us so well. And it's a family now. And so, yeah, totally. We are manifesting season 2. It's not guaranteed. We need everybody to watch all 8 episodes in their entirety. So please, people, do not do me injustice because I need to become a famous DJ in the entire world.
Guys, listen, I watched all 8 episodes in one day, and it was an emotional roller coaster for me. I went from, I don't care, I got to drop out, I can't imagine it's coming back, to I can't believe it's over. So Netflix did a fabulous job. I am invested. I want you to come back. And I am so happy that you spent this time on the podcast. Where can people check out your podcast and anything you're doing?
So my Instagram is probably the easiest hub, and it's Tumbles Official. And it ties into my website. I'm on Spotify because I also produce music. I have mixes that I post on various sites. And of course, my YouTube will be linked to my Instagram. So basically, Tumbles Official is where you can find my entire world.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Maria. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for sharing your life on this magical reality TV show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.